Hey pilots, welcome to 11's Hangar Combat Tactics. Today, we'll be viewing an engagement between two Anvil arrows, followed by an analysis of the key moments in the suite. At present, 72% of regular viewers are not subscribed, so if you enjoy the content, please subscribe with the bell so that you are notified of future sessions as soon as they are available. I do appreciate it, and it really helps the channel. Evie will brief you on the Anvil arrow, and I'll be back just before takeoff. We are now in session.
The ship you see before you is the Arrow from Anvil Aerospace. Featuring an ultra-aerodynamic frame, slight profile, and the most advanced maneuvering thruster tech available. It has a generous standard weapons package that includes quad missile racks, 2 size 3 hardpoints, a bespoke turret housing 2 size 1 hardpoints, and a full complement of countermeasures. In its current iteration, the Arrow has a top speed 1,235 meters per second and an SCM speed of 200 meters per second. Component sizes for the Arrow are all size 1 and consist of 1 power plant, 1 shield generator, 2 coolers, and 1 quantum drive. For today's ordnance loadout, we will start with the bespoke turret. It is equipped with 2 GT-210 Yellow Jacket ballistic Gatling guns manufactured by Gallinson Tactical. The Yellow Jackets have an effective range of 1,540 meters. On the wings, 2 CF-337 Panther laser repeaters manufactured by Klaus and Werner. The Panthers have an effective range of 1,540 meters. Finally, the missile package consists of 2 Dominator electromagnetic missiles manufactured by Talent Weapon Systems and 8 Arrow missiles manufactured by the Vandal.
Wraith 1, cleared for takeoff.
Now that we have some basic info on the Anvil arrow, let's put its speed, agility, and firepower to the test. Key moments will be indicated for analysis in the suite. Since this fight will be against another arrow, the playing field is even, and the better pilot will emerge victorious.
Happy hunting, Wraith 1. Stay frosty.
made a few errors in judgment, and my assessment of the adversary's maneuvers could have been better, but I was able to capitalize on some of his mistakes. This engagement was hard fought. Much respect to the Arrow pilot. Now, we go into the suite for analysis. Alright, welcome to the suite. We're going to get right into it. We're going to start off with the first key moment in the video. The part that you didn't see was the engagement against this retaliator. You see, those missiles came in, they weren't mine, they belonged to the arrow that was behind me. And the reason why I marked this key moment, I can pause it right there. This was a mistake that I made. I saw that arrow on the radar the whole time, as you can see from the screen. I watched the missile come in, I watched the missile hit, take out that target. As he came in, I let him get a lot closer than I should have. So the missile did its thing. You see by the radar, he's right on top of me. Let's bring him in a little closer. As he approached, I used downstrafe. So let me give you a little representation. I used downstrafe, and I rotated my ship from this direction to that direction to meet him. So I was doing that. And you can see by the trail coming from the back of his ship, he transitioned and he was moving around to my position. See his trail kind of coming around like that. And it allowed him to get shots on me. I wasn't moving as fast as I needed to be. You see my speed's at 194. I didn't give enough cushion. And because of that, I took quite a few hits. Turned around again. You see he's on approach again. And I marked this key moment. I'm going to pause it right there. As he came around, need to get that out of the way. Get that out of there. As he came around, you can see the trail from his ship. He's coming around. Now, as he came around, I tried to counter that. He was coming around this way. You see his shots start to come in. His shots start to come in. You see where they're kind of going away from me, so his shots are kind of here. Just a little representation, we'll get that lined up better. So his shots are coming in. And I'm trying to get out of the way, but I didn't pay attention to this. You see, trail from the engine gives you an idea of his heading. I didn't get out of the way as much as I needed to, so I took more hits. And what I've talked about in previous videos is that the way I fly is I try to counterpunch. So I try to get in position so that when the opponent feels confident that they have a shot on me, I move my ship in a way to counter their movement, miss their shots while hitting them at the same time. That's a majority of what I try to do when I fly. Counterpunching, as you know, it's what I call it. So he got more hits on. Let's go ahead and hit play again. I got a few. Tried to line him up for a missile. Now right here, the counterpunch worked a lot better. I'm going to go back just a little bit so I can show you. As he came in, he was coming in. He was firing, but this time I was able to get under. I was able to get inside that circle. So he's kind of coming around this way. And let's go ahead, let's draw a representation of what his full range of motion would look like. So he is, let's see, we'll go through the ship and we'll draw that around like that. And we'll bring that back around like that. That was the path that he was on. And I was down strafing. So I was moving this way. I was using, my nose was following him. And I was also using forward thrust. So as he came around, so you can see that, what I tried to do is stay inside this arc. So that as he comes around and starts firing, his shots, in this case, they weren't all missing, but he wasn't getting the full DPS. Every shot he fired was not hitting me. You can see that representation here. I got more shots on that time. And then we go into it again. We're trading some. He's getting closer, so he's kind of picking up what I'm doing. He's slowing down and getting closer and staying inside. But the damage he sustained was greater than the damage that I sustained. He backed off a little bit. He moved away, changed his trajectory, and then right here, he fires a missile very close range. Now let's stop it right there. The motion that I used to dodge that missile looks like this. That's the motion that I used. Now, this can be achieved by you're going forward. You can, and you're also rolling. So that's either, rolling your ship that way or the other way. But in addition to that, in this particular instance, I was using downstrafe in conjunction with forward and a roll. So it makes the ship, well, my bad. I put the arrow on the wrong side. So in this instance, we're rolling that way. As the missile comes in. Now the missile you saw came in it was coming towards me. He was really close when he fired it. He went past, the missile went past. So what I did was I used the heading for me targeting him, and I'll go into that. I used that to decide where I was going to put my nose when I came out of that spin. So let's rewind it back and hit play again. So let's watch that. He fires the missile. I roll. I watch him. I come out of the roll and stay close to him. This time when he's firing, you see his shots are going past me. I fire a missile. I'm trying to cut into the circle, into his circle, to wait to see what he does next. He comes in. I tuck right under and hit him. I'm going to rewind that back. Watch my speed when this happens. You see that? Totally slowed down. I even hit the brakes in this to be able to get on target. Now I know what he's doing. That next key moment, counterpunch is working. I've got a general idea of what he's going to do. I know how wide his arc is going to be. I can stay inside of it now. And while he's shooting at me and missing, I'm shooting at him and hitting. All right, let's stop it there. Actually, let's get this off the screen there. Here we go. Get this out of the way. Move this missile for now. So just to give you another representation, let's say that he moves every time he approaches in a circular motion. And we've talked about this before. We want to stay inside. Let's say this, maybe this dot right here represents the center of the circle, that the center diameter of the circle he's flying around. We want to stay in that. So as he tries to pull around, I'm moving. And primarily using upstrafe because those thrusters are stronger. It allows me to maneuver my ship out of the way and keep my nose on them. So in a situation like this, we're using the downward thrust and we're using our pitch to keep an eye on him and stay on target when he's in different points. So as he comes around like that, I'm moving like this. You see, and the nose stays on. So at different points, I'm able to hit him until he passes by, and then I transition and wait for him to come back. Now that I figured out how he maneuvers, you notice that the fight starts to change. How it's going starts to change. I'm hitting him more, he's hitting me less. Let's go ahead and fire it back up. Back it up just a taste. Hits on, he goes by. I'm already hitting him as he comes in. He gets no shots on. He fires 2 missiles last minute. They go right past me, no countermeasures. He gets a little distance, I line him up for another missile. And this is really just a distraction. I'm waiting for him to come back in and do what he did again so I can get more hits on. Here he comes. Moving a little faster this time. I missed him on the pass by. He turned around quick. Here he comes again. Hits on. Then he goes to transition and try to cut off, but he wasn't paying attention to my angle. I'm going to rewind this back, and the thing that I want you to look at here, despite how fast and maneuverable these ships are, I want you to look at the speed. I'm just going to run this back. Just take a look at the speed here. Watch my speed. Matter of fact, let me give you some sound. Sorry about that. Keep an eye on my speed through these final moments. Full on target at under 200 meters per second. Still under 200, just climbed up a little bit. Circle around, we're slowing down and we're hits on the whole time. When he tried to transition, I think he realized what was happening and it wound up becoming too late. Take a look one more time. He tried to tighten his circle, but I was already going slow enough to not be there when he turned around. It was too late. I really wanted to emphasize in this video the focus on practicing maneuvers, not necessarily worrying about the ship that you're in, but worrying about being able to have a sense of awareness in regards to what other people are doing. There's a lot of information on the screen that allows you to be able to make an assessment of what's going on. Like if we go back here and Let's see. Move a little closer. So that red trail coming out from behind his ship, at a distance, it really is an indicator of where they're going, of where they're coming from and where they're going. And if you focus on things like that, it'll allow you to work on your transitions a lot better. And just to cover a few things again, in regards to, I think it was the barrel roll maneuver that I did, you can use this maneuver for evasion. You can also use this maneuver to slow down. When a missile is being fired on you or somebody is on approach, a maneuver like that makes it hard for them to target you. But while you're in that maneuver, you can still pivot your ship while maintaining course to keep an eye on your target. The Tobii Eye Tracker or the Track IR will allow you to actually be able to look. In this instance, I wasn't using it. I hadn't been playing SC for a while, and this was, I believe, this was actually my first fight jumping back into the game after several weeks. So, I hope this video is helpful. I hope the things that I'm doing here kind of give you an indicator, at least what I'm looking at. If you kind of go by the videos and a lot of things that I say, there's a lot going on. There's a lot that I'm looking at and practicing doing to get better at the game. Things will change in the development of SC as we move forward, but these flight fundamentals, they won't. These things are static and they'll be the same. Granted, the speeds may change, and that's probably a big thing. We know that's coming, but these maneuvers are foundational, and if you're able to have the situational awareness and to be able to identify things as they're happening and practice the maneuvers and being able to execute them when necessary, it definitely helps you get better in flying these ships and engaging in combat in this game. I put the key moments in because I wanted to kind of focus on a little bit of what was happening, how it starts, what I'm thinking throughout the course of the fight. So that covers it for now. I'll see you in final thoughts. I thought that showing my mistakes would be just as informative as showing my triumphs, and that the key moments would create a stronger focus point for analysis. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As a reminder, all combat scenarios that you view here are unscripted, organic encounters, and are learning tools for me and the Wraiths as well. I look forward to our next meeting. Session dismissed. Till next time, stay frosty, pilot, and I'll see you in the verse. 11 out.